4 wars the US could be dragged into very soon. 1. Israel versus Iran. Hamas operates independently, but Iran supports Hamas to pressure Israel and the US. Israel's fight with Hamas is linked to its shadow war against Iran. The Houthis and Hezbollah act as Iranian proxies. This network carries the risk of Iranian intervention. It could potentially lead to a two-front battle for Israel. A Middle East crisis is the last thing the US wants. It would divert American resources from other priorities. Washington has already sent 2 aircraft carrier strike groups to warn Hezbollah and Iran. Iran doesn't appear inclined to escalate at the moment, but the conflict could expand in various ways. Iran is implicated in over 1,000 Israeli deaths. Israel might retaliate, targeting IRGC leaders. Iran could exploit Israel's focus to supply advanced weapons to Lebanon and Syria. 2. China versus the Philippines. The South China Sea dispute is long-standing. Both China and the Philippines claim the second Thomas Shoal. Tensions escalated in early 2023. A Philippine supply ship headed to the shoal for a rotation. It was blocked by the Chinese Coast Guard ship, CCG-5205. The Chinese ship directed a green laser toward the Philippine one. The Philippines claimed it was a military-grade laser. The incident temporarily blinded the Filipino crew. China denied the accusation, but the Philippines filed a diplomatic protest. In October 2023, another incident occurred. The Philippine government accused China of resorting to brute force. The U.S. pledged to defend Manila under a 1951 treaty. 3. North Korea versus South Korea. The Korean Peninsula is a long-standing hotspot. Tensions between DPRK and ROK persist. Conflict potential remains high. Both countries have large armies. The U.S. has a military presence in South Korea. It could get involved if hostilities break out. The U.S. has a treaty obligation to defend South Korea. Washington is ready to use nuclear weapons if necessary. South Korea once questioned this commitment. Seoul wanted its own nuclear program. In April 2023, a deal was reached. Washington will send nuclear-armed submarines to South Korea and involve Seoul in nuclear planning. South Korea won't pursue its own nuclear weapons in return. 4. China versus Taiwan. The China-Taiwan conflict is another ticking bomb. It centers on the sovereignty question. The PRC sees Taiwan as a Chinese province. It aims for reunification under the One China principle. Taiwan asserts its sovereignty. It has its own government, military, and constitution. The PRC may use force to seize Taiwan. Chinese drones circled Taiwan in the spring of 2023. Fighter jets were spotted on the East Coast. The U.S. recognizes the PRC as China's legitimate government, yet it maintains relations with Taiwan via the Taiwan Relations Act. This act obligates the U.S. to supply defense weapons to Taiwan. In 2021, a U.S. admiral predicted a China-Taiwan conflict by 2027. Joe Biden has pledged to defend Taiwan militarily. Can the U.S. juggle all these battles at once?